This video is about the passage of time. And to be appropriate about it, I shot all the B-roll yesterday, and today I'm shooting this talking head part of it because what I shot yesterday, I got about 2/3 of the way through it and the sky exploded and I had to shut down, so I decided to come out here today and redo it. So it's a different day, so I look different. Trying to keep the sun off my head. I saw a video yesterday by Gerald Undone, and it was kind of cool because he was moving from his studio that he had been in for 2 years and moving to a new home where he was going to put a studio in the basement of his house. And so him and his wife and his new child were going to start the next part of their lives in a new space. And he didn't really say much. He just kind of said all of that. Then he did a time lapse, showed you breaking down the studio, and he didn't say another word, and then the studio ended. And I just thought to myself, that's pretty cool. It's like, that's one of those big things, moving, like life, death, marriage, moving, these are the big things in life. And they're always very profound and moving. And I just thought that's what's so cool about filmmaking and photography and theater and painting and art in general. You're documenting a moment in time, or you're documenting what's happened in the past and kind of recreating it, or you're looking towards the future of what might be. And I think that that's really important for society, to be able to look back and learn from what's happened, to stop in the middle of whatever they're going through in this current moment and be reminded of all the important things that might be happening around them, or to look ahead and to have some hope, or to have a warning about what might be if we don't fix things in this current moment. I think art is so important for those things, and so that's why I think what all these YouTubers do is such a great contribution, because like Gerald Undone, like he is like the king of camera gear reviews, right? And you might not think that has anything to do with what I'm talking about, but actually, people make their decisions on the tool that they want to create these types of stories very often based on what he says, or what a lot of these other people say, and that's really important. And I just made a video recently about just make a decision, because all these cameras are great. But on the other hand, I could also see how you might need somebody like Gerald Undone, or any of the other plethora of YouTubers to help you make the decision to get the camera that's right for your particular use case. Now, I think a lot of people have no idea what they're even going to do, because I think a lot of people are just into the gear and they just want to have the best of the best, a camera that can do everything and anything, even though nobody really does everything and anything. I can't even think of somebody who would do all of it, But I can understand that there are people who are hybrid shooters, and they're photographers and filmmakers, and they might, expand across a wide range of shooting scenarios, whether it be still photography or video, street photography, wedding photography, landscape, whatever, underwater. Like, you're looking for the best possible tool to help you express yourself. And it's all about getting down the moment. I can't remember who the director was, but on YouTube I often watch these videos about directors talking about their process and why they choose certain lenses and stuff like that, but mainly how they tell stories. And I remember one director or cinematographer in particular said he doesn't worry so much about being perfect about what he captures, because he looks at filmmaking more as capturing, like stealing the moment. You know, like be thankful for what you got and just kind of capturing it. And I understand that, you know, it's like sometimes it's not as important to get the perfect exposure, the perfect framing, you know, the perfect, focus, the perfect white balance even. You know, sometimes it's most important to just get the moment and then use your skills to go into post-production and try to get it to look as close to what you want it to look like as possible. But sometimes there's also going to be magic that you didn't plan on that might document that moment better than you had even thought you could, you know? But I think more often than not, we want to communicate exactly what we're seeing in our mind's eye, right? And so it is a good idea to learn all the fundamentals of using a camera or, you know, making theater or painting or whatever. Like, learn the fundamentals so that you can kind of take all that and then throw it all away and then just express yourself, but you have all the fundamentals built into your body. You know, it's a lot like music, you know, like if you're a jazz player, it's really important to learn all the scales, to learn all the chords, you know, harmony, and then to just like, you know, you've now improved your vocabulary and increased your vocabulary, and now you throw it all away, and after a while you just start to react to what's around you and you start to communicate. So it's all about the moment, and that's what I was thinking about today. In this moment in time for me, I have 2 monologues to shoot for my feature film tonight, so I'm going to get out of here right now and go prepare for that. But I wanted to stop and share that because, I don't know, it just occurred to me that that might be the most important thing about art, is that we are stealing moments, whether it be the past, the present, or the future, and we're trying to kind of disrupt the just passing through without noticing anything, and helping people to pay attention more, to learn from the past, to pay attention to the present, to look towards the future and try to make it as positive and as meaningful as possible, not only for us, for a good full life, but also for the generations after us. So, yeah, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, whether it's a sculpture or a painting or a song or a YouTube video or whatever you're doing could be a great contribution. And in my case, I'm using the Panasonic S5, and right now I'm shooting with my Minolta Telesor 28mm f2.8 lens, which I love. I just love this lens. It's all manual, so I have to be a part of the process. And, you know, I do understand that autofocus and auto ISO and auto white balance, those things can be valuable, especially when you're just trying to steal the moment, right? But I prefer to be more hands-on part of the process. And, you know, certainly anybody who knows me has never accused me of choosing the easy way to do anything, so I'll acknowledge that that can be more difficult, but for me it's more meaningful and it's more enjoyable. And, you know, I work hard at stealing the moment every day of my life, whether it be my writing, you know, my performing, my making, you know, YouTube videos, narrative films, creating a theater piece, and, you know, a play to get on stage and share live with people. It's all the same for me. It's all documenting, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, it's documenting whatever is in my head and in my heart and trying to make it an offering of some kind of value to people that is not just all about me, but about all of us, so that we have something to share, and so that we can have something together, to have a connection, to, you know, be a community. So kudos to everybody making art, and, you know, in this specific case, to filmmakers and photographers, and using your cameras, and, you know, whether you have a Panasonic or a Sony or a Fujifilm or Nikon or Canon or whatever you use, you know, I don't think it really makes that much of a difference, because they're all incredible. And I think as long as you apply yourself and really learn that tool and connect it directly to your heart and your mind and your eyes and your ears I think you can offer us something beautiful and meaningful, and beautiful, even the difficult things can be beautiful. You know, there's beautiful in everything, even the despicable stuff. There's always resilience, there's always a way to look ahead to a better time. So, I don't know, I didn't want this to be heavy, but I guess everything I do winds up being kind of heavy. But thank you, Gerald Undone, for, you know, inspiring me to think about the passage of time and how, you know, no time is promised to anybody. And that's why I make sure I document something in my life every single day of my life, because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen tonight or tomorrow, or you don't even know if you're going to have those things. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and please hit the like button. I'm trying to grow this channel. And thank you.